r/rules horror. Posted by u/various, print 1279. NES apartment rules. Hi there, I'm the janitor. Don't worry about my name, I've been working here long enough that it doesn't really matter anymore, so feel free to call me janitor, everyone does. I've taken it upon myself to make sure new tenants last more than a week, and so I wrote a list of rules to follow in order to ensure a healthy and continuous life in this lovely building. 1. If you ever need to contact me, just use the phone on your bedside table, just mark XXXXXXXX and I'll answer right away. 2. Please remember that I've personally written the rules on simple blank paper using a black pencil. If you ever wake up and find they have been turned into some other format, immediately fold it and throw it out the window. If the window isn't available for any reason, the toilet will do. Upon doing so, call me directly and I'll personally deliver a fresh page to you. 3. Do not use the elevators by yourself between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. If you return late due to work or some other reason, contact me and I'll accompany you to your apartment to make sure they don't follow you inside. If I'm not in the lobby, feel free to use the phone on the coffee table to call me. 4. If there are ever any changes to the rules, or new ones are made, then I will personally deliver them to each and every tenant. If you ever see any kind of paper being slid under your door, make sure to follow the same procedure as Rule 2. 5. Do not use the stairs. I keep the doors locked just in case, but if you ever see one of them open, then you have 10 seconds to close your eyes. You will hear footsteps, but keep them closed until you hear a door slamming shut. 6. I'd like to point out that I'm always wearing a red jumpsuit with a tool belt. If you ever see anyone else doing any kind of janitorial work, then immediately turn around and run to your apartment. It will chase you and will bang on your door, but don't worry, if you made it inside then you are safe. If you are on the bottom floor when you encounter it and don't live there, don't try to get into the elevator, it will reach you first. If it is between you and the lobby, then just go through the back door into the gardens, it can't chase you outside. 7. Every time you exit your apartment, make sure to check through the peephole that there aren't any blurry shapes hanging around your door. If there are, call me. If you feel like they are just at the edge of your vision but aren't sure, call me either way. Better safe than sorry. 8. You may have noticed that the walls around the elevators are filled with a single number. That's the floor number, and I painted it so obviously to make sure people don't get lost. Remember that the building only has 12 floors. If you ever see any number above that, then just stay inside the elevator. You should be safe until the doors close. If there are no numbers, then I recommend rapid clicking of the close door button. 9. If you ever decide to visit the gardens and notice an elderly woman tending to the plants, then please be respectful. That's Mrs. Harrington. She has been living here for over 70 years and is close to her 100th birthday. Don't worry about her safety, I'm always keeping an eye on her. 10. About the gardens. If you ever feel like taking some fresh air in the middle of the night, then just go to your balcony or go out through the front doors. Do not go into the gardens, sunlight keeps them asleep. Only Mrs. Harrington can go out there at night, and unlike her, you haven't been tending to them for decades. So if you do go out there, don't come crying to me for whatever happens, if you are even able to, that is. 11. All the beds in this building are twin-size platform ones. If you ever enter your apartment and realize the bed has been changed for any other type, then run. Hopefully the hallway is safe and you'll get into an elevator fast enough. If this change happens when you exit your bathroom, get back inside immediately. The locks on the inside aren't there because of a design flaw. They are there so that you may lock yourself in until I can get there. There is a button at the top of the mirror cabinet. Make sure to press it. If you don't, I will only know something is wrong when one of your neighbors calls me with a noise complaint, and by then it will be too late. 12. This is an addendum to Rule 8. If you ever notice that there are no numbers but the roof has pipes, then you have found yourself in the basement. Don't bother staying inside the elevator. It isn't going to move. If you are lucky, then there will be a door just outside. Go through it and you will find yourself in the sewers. It's still a part of the building, so I was able to put a map and a small list of rules for you to follow. If you are careful, then you should make it out unharmed. If there is no door, then you are shit out of luck. I haven't finished a list for that place, and what I have isn't enough yet. It's a tricky place, even for me. 13. All mail will be left in your lobby mailbox. Any packages too big for them I will deliver personally. If you ever get a knock on your door and see a mailman, then just ignore him. Feel free to call me even. He's slippery, but someday I will catch him and show him why he should have stayed in Europe. And if for some godforsaken reason you decide to open the door, then don't make it worse by inviting him in. He's a messy eater and cleanup is bad enough without him also looting anything not nailed down. P.S. That he can't go in doesn't mean he can't reach in and grab you, so again, don't open the door. The next story of this video. Posted by u/surprised.exe. The game is already over. Remember these rules, whoever reads this. Any and all of you might, One day, find yourself waking up chained to a podium. These rules might save you. 1. Remember this mantra: no matter what inhuman things are on stage, no matter what the crowd chants or how those numbers tally up on the screen behind you, the game is already over. 2. The game is already over. Remember that. It will save you. 3. When you wake up, you'll be standing, cuffed to a podium, and the host will be announcing your name. Don't stretch. Don't yawn. As best as you physically can, resist the urge to struggle, call for help, or ask how you got there. They don't tolerate disruptions. 4. The game is already over, but only for everyone on stage. The audience thinks things are normal. The host might as well. Do not upset their expectations. 5. Catalog the host. You won't recognize them, but you will quickly find out if they seem aware or not. See 6 and 7. 6. Aware hosts look alive, per se, and like everything is a normal game show. They will be warm when you meet eyes and will uncomfortably glance at your cuffs, though do nothing about the latter. You cannot convince aware hosts that something is abnormal. You can, though, plead for their sympathy later on. 7. Unaware hosts will seem viscerally distressing, for reasons you may not notice at first. They might not move their backs, keeping ramrod straight the entire time. Their eyes may seem flat, two-dimensional. But every single one will absolutely never register that things are amiss if you draw their gaze to the metal links around your wrists. Search for these cues, and quickly. The unaware hosts will not sympathize with you. You can only bargain. I'm so sorry. 8. You might recognize people in the audience. You might recognize every single one. They're not who you think they are. You are all strangers to each other. Expect no help. Expect no sympathy. Don't take it personal, it will all be over soon. 9. The game is already over. Remember, it will save you. 10. By this point, the host will start announcing the mechanics of the game. Remember the mechanics, of course, but take a breather, you are safe so long as the host is interacting with the audience. 11. The game will involve rolling dice in order to reach a point cap. Each round, the dice will be put on your podium, and the sum added to your tally. Go along with the game, make cheerful remarks, celebrate with the crowd when you hit high numbers. Do not upset their expectations. 12. The rounds and point cap is always 8 and 100. You will never roll up to 100 naturally. The dice will conspire against you, and you will always land squarely in the 96 to 8 range. It will feel awful. It will feel rigged, and it is. But it's part of the game. 13. The host will start talking about the consequences of losing. Interrupt them the moment that word is dropped, as you'll see in 14 and 16. The longer they talk, the more they have to lock you in. 14. If you have an aware host, plead for their sympathy. Claim it was poor luck or a shaky roll. Open up about recent injuries, the loss of loved ones, layoffs and high rent, and anything to garner sympathy with the host. Cry if you can. Beg if you must. Forfeit the prize so long as you go home. Let the audience be silent and the host be desperately uncomfortable, it's your only way out. 15. When you've said enough, the cuffs will click open and the host will let you out. The game was already over, you're safe. Whatever you do, don't bolt for the door. Thank the host generously and slowly walk toward the exit. You will step out onto a sidewalk, and only when the door closes behind you are you free. 16. If you have an unaware host, I'm so sorry. 17. If you have an unaware host, you will have to bargain for your release and offer up something important to you. A personal object, preferably one that you've had for at least a year or was given to you by someone you've known that long. It can be anything, you won't lose it, but don't let it be too important to you. You will have to give up something more than anything you come up with. 18. The host will pause, hum, look back and forth from you, the audience, and your 2 to 4 point shy score, and reject your initial offer. Slowly, they will ask you for something more important. I'm so sorry. 19. The host might ask for anything. Your last photo of your late daughter. A handwritten note from your grandmother when your parents didn't bother to love you. The full contact info of your one friend since kindergarten. Your pet's memory of you. The life of an audience member who you'll recognize and who will cry and plead and insult and scream at you for as long as you stand on the podium, poised to sacrifice them for your own escape. The host will have the power to take that precious thing. The thought of it will tear you apart. There's no other way. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. 20. It will only hurt for as long as you stay inside. Agree to the bargain and the cuffs will open. Run for the exit and don't look back, no matter how the audience might berate you. It will never truly sink in, because the moment you're outside and the door clicks shut behind you, your memory of the entire bargain will be gone. You may go home to one less framed photo, one less name in your contacts, a stray animal somehow in your home, or in addition to the death by unknown means statistic in your area. You'll think nothing of it. You will remember the entire game, except for what the host offered in the end. 21. You will remember the game, except for what you gave up in that last moment. You will never discover what you lost that day. I'm so sorry. But it was the only way out. So don't try to remember. It will only tear you apart. 22. There's nothing you can do. From the start, the game was already over.